Alrighty then, it's time for another update video, and hopefully the last one of these 2017 misadventures I've been having. It's a free talk video, so I may mumble, I may stutter, anyway, just gonna sort of kind of keep up with me on this. Anyways, a lot more changes have happened, and hopefully these are the final ones that go through. Some of you may have already been noticing that I may sound a little bit different. I streamed yesterday, and some people made a comment about that, and yes, it's because I'm in a whole different room now. These last 2 weeks, the reason I haven't been uploading and I haven't been streaming is because I've been in a very long and difficult process of moving. It was really hard because it was like a short notice kind of move. The too long I didn't read of it is that there was no way I could afford the apartment I was living in by myself, and because they kept adding more and more to the rent. So, you know, being single now, being alone, well, especially with two dogs, it was just not going to cut it. And I just kind of had to leave that area because, you know, bad memories and kind of that kind of juju. So, really quickly, like in like less than a month, I found a place, moved, and just throughout the entire week and a half of it, we're just preparing to move, getting stuff done. I don't have a car anymore. So I was, you know, using Uber or walking for almost an hour in some cases to get applications to apartments and all that good stuff. Because, you know, once you get your 30-day notice that, hey, I'm going to move from the apartment I'm living in right now, you're kind of on a clock. So that's what it was with me. Thankfully, I found a pretty good apartment. I have a roommate that I hang out with at least now, so it won't be super, you know, sad and lonely here. I still got my two doggos, although I may not have them for long. Long story short, you know, dogs are just kind of difficult to keep by yourself. And yeah, for those who aren't really caught up with this, because a lot of people are still curious, at the start of the year, well, the reason why my uploads and everything have become super sporadic and bad is that I broke up with my wife, divorce. And the divorce only became final about 4 days ago. Well, actually 2 days ago to be more accurate, but, you know, it's whatever. You know, weekends don't count. So I'm finally technically separated. That's a long process, California dissolution. And during that time, I went, you know, also my favorite uncle had died, and that was a big one. My parents went through a lot of things, just really bad situations, and I was super down. I was like at the worst brink I've ever been. But through the help of my friends, through the help of community, through the help of a lot of people on Discord, I was able to start bouncing back and at least focus on trying to be a little bit more happy, right? So you saw that. It was a nice change. During the first few months of that, I didn't upload. The first month, I didn't upload, period. It was a huge 1 month hiatus. Then, like, maybe the next month, I uploaded 4 videos, didn't stream. And then I met some more people. I met someone that was able to motivate me to start streaming again and start again. The uploads were still sporadic, but only until this and last month were they becoming more consistent. Yeah, there was like a 2-week dead period right now because of the move, but now that I'm back, I'm hoping to upload near daily again and hopefully stream at least 5 times a week. Because this whole process has at least kind of made me enjoy some of the little things a little bit more. Like playing video games again, or, you know, hanging out with friends, playing with my dogs, just those little tiny things, because all the grandiose stuff I had kind of took away so much from my life and left a huge void that every little thing is just kind of trickling down in there and it's starting to grow up again or whatever. Like, it's no secret that League was very not fun for me a while back. Like, last year that I barely played anything in the last season, and yeah, I've played even less this season, but, you know, again, the year has been really bad. But when I've been able to play or stream, I've actually been enthusiastic about playing offline and whatnot. Yeah, I'm still super disappointed that some of my favorite champions aren't as good, but I really do enjoy Jarvan. It's gonna sound super silly, but Jarvan was a huge thing that also helped me get back up there, because I love that champion. It's one of those champions I love, just picking and smashing people and feeling heroic and everything. And I sort of needed that feeling, you know, to feel awesome for once in a while. There's some champions that you just kind of, you know, you're not that, you know, you're like Maokai, you're just like, I'm a tree, bleh. And you don't feel that cool, but with someone like Jarvan or Garen, you feel mighty, you feel manly. That's no joke when I say manly Jarvan. It's part of it is because it does make me feel like, you know, you're being aggressive. And that shit helped a lot. And I know it sounds super weird, but it's video games have always been a big part of my life, and certain things of certain video games have always made me happy. And in League, it's been champions like Jarvan or some champions that have this cool setup that you become you make the play of the game. That shit always it was always something that made me happy. And being able to do that again made me happy again. Although, of course, I wouldn't upload. Even though I've been playing Jarvan, I haven't uploaded so many of them. If you guys only knew how many videos of Jarvan I had in the backlog that I didn't upload because I'm pretty sure people would be sick of it at some point, you guys will be like, holy shit, I have so many. But yeah, it's just been on an up and down kind of thing. Some sponsors drop me. Actually, only one sponsor even kept me around. All the rest dropped me, but maybe they'll come back during January when their budgets open up. Tried, I guess, dating again. That kind of went weird. It's just all sorts of... It's just been a weird year so far. And it's not something you think you would experience, right? You think when you get married or you find someone that it's going to be, happy forever. Even, obviously knowing there'd be fights and whatnot. Here's the tough part for a lot of you. Because some people weren't able to understand just how bad the situation had gotten or everything. I'll be a little bit real with you guys and honest. During the start of the year, I was near broke. And it was because I was the only one working. And YouTube kind of shat on itself. You guys all know that whole story where YouTubers are only earning like half or even less than before. So the other job I had became my main job. It was just supposed to be like bonus money and a half because me and my wife and my dogs didn't have money to do very much anymore. Date nights weren't a thing. I couldn't buy video games or toys or any of that kind of stuff. I used to like just having little widgets and gadgets to play with, but no, I couldn't get that. I was literally sometimes skipping my food just so my dogs can maintain their high quality food because I wasn't gonna put them back on pedigree and shit. So that was pretty grim. And after the whole divorce and the infidelity thing happened, I was pretty much just demolished, and I had to pay a lot of money in order to just even get that going. Surprise, surprise, divorce is expensive. So I was literally broke. By that end of the month, after I was alone, I knew I was going to be homeless. If it wasn't for the Patreon or the fans donating money, I literally would have been on the streets. That's why I had mentioned that I couldn't possibly feed my dogs because I wouldn't want them to be homeless with me. Of course, I had the recourse of maybe surviving one more month by selling everything, but then what would there be, right? Why would I work? So, if it wasn't for the fans having donated enough money to maintain at least the money that was donated by fans was enough to maintain me for just 4 months, but I stretched that out to 8 months, and until now, right here, I had to move. I would eventually not been able to keep that up, but if it wasn't for the support of the fans, I would have been done. So with that, there's no words to describe how grateful I was for that, or still am, because there's still people supporting on Patreon. I mean, money woes are still a thing. I'm basically running on a tight budget. I had to research some food for my dog so I could spend a little bit less and maintain at least some semblance of quality. I have to walk to work and back from work 40 minutes every day, but it's the things you do to save money, right? But yeah, just life. I was married for 4 years, and it was a very interesting life I had. But that's done with, and I have to keep moving forward, right? Work side of everything, though, as you guys have kept up on Facebook, I been getting high praise from the directors and the bosses and whatnot. I'm still being paid pittance essentially, but there's more opportunities. There's this latest 2 weeks I've been working about close to 55 hours a week because of a quasi promotion training thing going on right now with me. So at least that aspect is going well. I've always had that whole workaholic kind of thing in me. I still want to do YouTube and whatnot because once all this divorce shit happened, I realized that YouTube, as frustrating as it was something I really did enjoy doing. Although right now the ability to gather footage is a lot harder, and I'm more tired and fatigued, and can't exactly do it every day or do it as high quality I normally want to. It's still something that kept me going or keeps me going. Like I don't figure this would go on forever, but it seems weird to me right now that would I be able to be happy not being able to do this, not going home and having some project to work on or whatnot. So yeah, life is interesting, right? But like again, you kind of have to keep plowing through. As far as it is right now, job is going well. Doesn't get paid much, but I'm enjoying it. It makes me happy, and that's all good. You know, I'm finally officially broken off from the marriage. Bittersweet, right? Bittersweet because that old life is kind of just completely gone. You can finally move on and whatnot. Although people are very seemingly harsh against men who are divorced, but whatever. You can't stay in a sort of you kind of got to move on, especially if your partner was unfaithful, right? Just kind of trudge along. Well, house-wise, this apartment is amazing. Like, it costs more, yeah, it costs less because of the whole roommate thing. And I just feel more at peace here, more relaxed. And the sound, in my opinion, is a lot better, especially if I raise my voice. There's like a little bit of reverb going on. It's relaxed, there's no noises in the background, that kind of stuff. So hopefully that never bothers me again. And I don't know. I'm just sort of glad it's kind of done with. Glad the move is about 90% done with. There's still stuff boxed around, but laziness. I'm just hoping everything settles down, and I can, I can stop sinking, right? I can get back on solid ground. And with YouTube, the fans, and all that other stuff, I can, start learning to truly be happy. So, again, if it wasn't for the fans, for the Discord and everything, I really wouldn't have been here in a lot more ways than one. So, thanks for sticking by me this entire time. I've been doing this, for, damn, 7 years now. Probably a bit more since it was like 2009 didn't really count because I wasn't partnered. But that's been quite a while, right? Like a third of my life, essentially, right? Almost a third of my life. Anyways, let's get this show on the road.